What's up, Vikings? How the heck are you? My name is Epic Pins, and in today's Valheim video, we're going to discuss ballista turrets and whether they're worth it or not. So first, I'm going to go over how to craft it. Then I'm going to talk about whether I think it's worth it or not, and then maybe some ways we could use it and implement it. Now, I do need everybody to keep in mind that I speak solely from the mindset of a solo player in this game. I do not have a team. If I had a team, things would be a little bit different, and I'll explain that further on in the video, but keep in mind that most of the videos I create will be from a solo player's perspective. So I feel like sometimes that gets jumbled up, and we talk about it a little bit in the comments on some of my videos, but for the most part, I come from a solo mind playset. Things that I say will be what benefits an individual player versus what could benefit up to 8 friends or whatever, however many friends you have you're playing with. Things get either sometimes a more difficult, but then things get sometimes a lot easier when you have a crew helping you out. All right, so I'm just going to start off by saying that you should have at least made it to the Mistlands. Otherwise, you're not really going to be able to do anything with this because you need materials from the Mistlands in order to create the ballista. So in order to create the ballista, you're going to need black metal, ystril wood, I don't know if I'm saying that right, mechanical spring, and workbench. The mechanical spring will probably be the most annoying part of this whole build. You're going to need to discover a whole new material called refined ether or ether. I'm not really 100% sure which one it is, but in order to get that, you're going to need a refinery. In order to get to that, you're going to need to find the materials you need throughout the Mistlands in order to craft the refinery. So there's like a whole laundry list of things that you need to get to this point. So there's a lot of stuff that has to happen before you can actually even get to the turret. So this isn't something that you're trying to race to get to because you really want it to help you with raids. This is just something that once you can get to this point, it's a nice thing to build kind of thing. There's a lot of different things that you're going to have to go through in order to get to this point. All right, so now that we are at this point, you've created the ballista, you have the missiles you want to use. So now we're at the point of how ballistas work. Now that we've built it, we can create it, we know how to build it, but now we need to know how it works. Okay, so placing a ballista on the ground, you can place these anywhere that you want. You just need a workbench and the corresponding pieces in order to create it, but you do need the workbench placed. Obviously, you need a workbench to do everything. Now, once it's placed, it will not do anything until you load it with ammunition. Once you load it with ammunition, no matter the ammunition you load it with, it will automatically start targeting. These are auto turrets. You do not have to point and use them yourself, which I think is kind of awesome. That does help the solo player out quite a bit. I thought these were going to be pretty useless for the fact that if I have to hop onto it, then that limits what I can do. Kind of like the turrets in Grounded. The fact that they aren't autoed kind of negates a single player from using them for the most part. I mean, you can, but I just feel like it's a lot easier to shoot things with my bow versus this is an auto turret, so it does it for you, which is really cool. Now, do keep in mind that when you do load it with the initial bullets, it will select everything, and I do mean everything. It will even fire on you if you were in front of it. It will fire on all animals, everything. The way to stop this is to have it select a specific target by attaching the target's trophy to the ballista. So once you go grab whatever trophy that you would like to attach to the ballista, whether it be a gray dwarf, whether it be a troll, whether it be a lox, whether it be whatever, fueling, it doesn't matter. Attach the trophy to it, and then it will only fire on those creatures. Only those creatures. So if you attach a gray dwarf, it's only going to shoot at gray dwarfs. It will not shoot at the shaman. It will not shoot at brutes. It will only shoot at the gray dwarf. So keep that in mind. If you attach a lox, only lox, nothing more. Now I will say that if you do have it shooting at lox, because maybe you're trying to get it to help you take down some lox for some lox meat or something like that, do keep in mind it's not going to shoot your lox pets. I've tested that out. It does fine. It will ignore the pet. It seems to ignore anything that is friendly to you, only the hostile creature. So that's really nice. I do like that. I was worried about that initially, but it seems to only attack the hostile creatures, and since your pets aren't hostile, you should be fine. My overall problem with this is that you can only have it set to one type of thing, and if you're trying to get it to help you in raids, you have to either anticipate what type of raids you get hit with the most and set it to that, or you have to, as soon as you see the raid coming, you have to go grab the trophy that you need right away and then throw it on there. And I just feel like it's kind of difficult for a solo player. Now, like I said, if you have a crew, this could be a little bit different. Somebody could start fending off the raid while the other person starts loading the ballistas. You could get lucky and just have them set. I have mine kind of set for things that annoy me that I don't like to go outside and kill. Most of my property here is guarded by my pets for the most part, but like occasionally a gray dwarf or a wolf or something like that, because I do live really close to the mountainside as well. They come along, and I like my ballistas just to take care of them, so I don't have to leave my house, or if I'm doing something, I don't have to go up there to deal with them from hitting my door 100 times. I do that, but honestly, I probably wouldn't use it any other if, you know, I don't make sure they're always loaded, kind of things like that. I mean, if I felt like building a ton of them and I could set them for different things, maybe, but I don't like the way that looks, so I'm not going to do it. I don't hate the Ballista. I love that it's auto. I love that it has that going for it, and I think that's super cool. But the problem is, it's just having it to target only one specific enemy at a time is kind of annoying. If I could plug a couple in there, I would see it way more viable. But the fact that is, like, even the fuelings, because I live really close to the plains, if they attack, if I only have it attack fuelings, then I have to worry about the fueling brutes, or, you know, I have to worry about whatever they're called, or the shamans. I have to worry about those guys as well, because I can't have it attack all types of fuelings, you know, or all types of gray dwarfs. Not that I would ever care too much about that. This is the problem that you kind of run into, is that you can only have it set to one type of enemy, which all in all, it's cool that it's automated, because I love that aspect of it. I don't have to worry about it, and it can help you, like I said, take down locks if you're looking for locks. Maybe you have issues, you know, you just can't fight a locks that well, you know, you need a little help with it. Great. Just prance it around in front of this thing and it'll do some damage. It's not overly accurate. It does miss on occasion. So if you would like to pair this with something like the trap, you could set out a trap and have it like lock down an enemy for a few seconds, allowing the Ballista to get a few shots off. That's cool. But do keep in mind that if it's ever not targeting anything, like if it's targeting everything, it will shoot you, and it does damage, and it can hurt. So just be mindful of that. But all in all, I think it's an overall good thing, but it's not something that I would like push myself to just cover. As a solo player, I'm not pushing myself to just have this available at all times. Like, I don't need it to be there. I can handle the situations myself. Now, if I have a crew and I'm willing to just set them up and get ready, like, hey, let's get the ballistas ready, we got, you know, trolls coming in, I'll probably just kite the trolls away from my house anyway, and I'll just fight them out in the field versus like having them near my house. You know, there's ways you can handle raids that I feel like the ballistas are cool. Now, there are other ways you can use these things, obviously, so I'm not saying just defending your home is the only thing. If you want to attack a village, or, you know, I call them villages, the fueling little settlements, if you want to attack one of those, you could probably set this up off in the distance and have it start firing on. You know, you guys could set up a few of them and have them start firing on to the village or whatever, and you can have them take out the village that way and help you out. That's kind of cool. So that's a way to do it. So all in all, is it worth it for this stage in the game? Yeah, I would say so. I would say, like, don't push yourself to get to it though. Don't think, oh, that's, you know, let's build this, because there's so much other cool stuff you could make. Just make this when you can, kind of thing, you know? Because I know some people see things like, oh, an automated turret, man, we really need that. Let's just get to that point, you know, keep pushing ourselves to that. It's not groundbreaking, you know, it's not crazy, it's not overly powerful. I think it's just, it's cool for that stage in the game, because at that point you've probably created most things you want. So this can just be something extra to create, which is super cool. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. That was just a little rant about the Ballista and just to teach you how to use it and how to act with it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much as always, and I will gladly catch you in the next one. Peace out.